Hi everyone, my name is Richard Young, the creator of this cartoon. I'm not trying to adhere to any particular political ideology, though I must admit I'm probably a little bit right of center in my thinking. With artificial intelligence providing the artistic talent, I've been able to put my thoughts and ideas into these cartoons. If you find this interesting, I'd appreciate you subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and even sharing it with friends. This cartoon shows President Trump dressed as a Rough Rider, the cavalry Teddy Roosevelt led up San Juan Hill, mounted on a wild eyed white horse. But he isn't charging toward glory, he's struggling up a steep, crumbling slope labeled Disapproval Polling. At the bottom of the hill, a sign reads 37%. At the top, another reads 63%. I created this because whatever you happen to think of the man, the numbers right now are rough, and they're real. Let me give you the actual figures because I don't deal in made up ones. As of this week, the major polling averages put President Trump's job approval right around 37%, with disapproval ranging from the high 50s up past 60%, depending on which poll you read. One widely followed average had him at 37% approval on June 8th. So the numbers painted on that hill in my cartoon aren't some exaggeration for effect. They're right in the range the polls are actually showing. And this slide didn't come out of nowhere. Over the past year, the country has lived through the longest government shutdown in its history. Consumer confidence has sagged to levels we hadn't seen since 2022. We have a resumption of inflation. There's been fierce controversy over deploying National Guard troops into American cities. Add it all up, and even some of his own people have drifted. His approval among independents has reportedly fallen to around 34%. And for a little historical perspective, that's actually lower than where it sat back in 2018, right before his party lost 41 seats in the House. So if you're on the left watching this, you're probably feeling pretty good right now. But hold on, because here's the part both sides need to hear. First, we have all seen this movie before. In 2016 and again in 2020, the polls famously underestimated Donald Trump, sometimes badly. The man has been written off politically more times than I can count, and he keeps climbing back onto the horse. Second, an approval rating is not an election. It's simply a snapshot of a mood, not a vote, and moods change. Third, almost every president sags in the middle of his term. It's nearly a law of political gravity. And finally, look closely. His Republican base hasn't cracked. It's still sitting up around 87%. That is not a man who's been abandoned. That's a man with a fiercely loyal core and a serious problem with everyone in the middle. Polls are not prophecy, but they are a thermometer. And right now, that thermometer is reading rough riding. A president can shrug off one bad poll, he cannot shrug off a year of them. So I'll leave it with you. Are these numbers the start of a real political collapse heading into the midterms, or just another dip that Trump claws his way back from, the way he always seems to do? Do approval polls even mean what they used to after getting him so wrong twice before? And here's the big one. When a president sits at 37%, but his own party still stands behind him at nearly 90, is that a sign of his strength or a warning sign for the country? Let me know in the comments. And please subscribe, give it a like, and share it with a friend who loves a good political argument. Until next time, keep thinking for yourself.